Hello, everyone. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. I hope you're having a very, very good day wherever you are out there in the world. My season review, my sort of final thought to talk about everything West Ham, Lopetegui, Steiden, Potter, transfer window, the lot. Do you know what I'm saying? Before I get started, please do smash a like on the video, subscribe to E20 Zone TV, hit notification bell, goes a long way, really helps me out on the channel. And I want to thank everyone who's sort of been a subscriber to the channel over the last year and many years since I've been doing this game. And I really do appreciate you all. And I love you all deep down. Let's get started. Uh, what season? What a season. A season to forget. I can't not lie on that. Um, I was quite optimistic with the window in the summer, but I've come down to a humbling beginning in regards to that. I thought the window was looking pretty good and would sign some good players. And yeah, like Julian Lopetegui come in. And you know what? I wasn't convinced. I just wasn't convinced, but I knew that it was going to self destruct before too long. But I will talk about the window first. And obviously, we signed some players like the standouts have to be Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think he's been an excellent player for West Ham. I think Kilman's been a decent signing, but just overpriced. But then we've had some bad ones like Guido. I don't think Carlos Soler was the guy that we really needed. John Clare Tadibo. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Like when you're looking at 35 mil for this geezer, yeah, I think he's had 35 mils rather than 35 million. So, it's not looking good. It's not looking good in regards of him. He has to sort himself out for next year, 100%. Now, obviously, we signed Guilherme, and obviously, like, he hasn't really been given an opportunity. So, like, this year. So, hopefully, next season, he's going to get the opportunity to shine. But, nevertheless, we signed all these players and we kicked the season off with Jude and Lopetegui. Now, honestly, I wanted to try and give the geezer the benefit of the doubt. I know it's a tough old gig at West Ham, well, because when the fan base turn, they turn. They like people have said that, even rival fans have said that. When the West Ham fan base turn on the manager, it's very hard to pull it back. And there was moments where I looked at Julian Lopetegui and I was like, I don't think he knows what he's trying to do. And if he doesn't know what he's trying to do, the players don't know what they're trying to do, and the situation with the club, they don't even know what they're trying to do, then we've got no chance. Obviously, there was games in there where we got hammered. I spoke about that yesterday on a video, and it was just unacceptable. And he eventually got the sack. Now, I'm going to bring Tim Stein into this because I do think people got a bit gaslit by people believing he was going to change the game. He was never going to change the game. He was never likely to change the game. He never was going to even have the opportunity to change the game because of the ownership of the club. Now, the signings Tim brought in, I'm not going to lie, they're all been absolutely shite deep down. Like Fulkrug hasn't hit the ground running as much as we want to. Nevertheless, he has been injured. John Clare Tadibo, I've got to take a major L on this. I've got this majorly wrong with him. He's been inconsistent to say the least, and he can just about do 70 minutes, let alone 90. And obviously, Luis Guilherme is a player that I don't think he was what we needed. Right? I think he had to go to Brazil and find someone because he has spent so much time in Brazil, Tim Steiden, that he had to bring someone back eventually. Otherwise, he was going to get the sack. And he brought back Luis Guilherme. Now, obviously, Lopetegui got the sack, and there was a photo going around social media of Tim Steiden and Graham Potter sort of basically having a conversation that sort of generated and escalated the sort of sacking of Julian Lopetegui. Now, Graham Potter's come in. I'm not convinced on him. I really am not. It's 18 Premier League games, 5 wins. I don't think that's really good enough for the club that we're trying to be. Nevertheless, he hasn't got his players, and I've heard that for the last 3-4 months. He hasn't got his players, James. Wait till he gets his players. Now, he's going to get his players. There's been games this year where I've looked at Graham Potter and I've been sort of wondering, what are you trying to do here, mate? Do you know what I mean? Like, you're trying to basically pass the ball to death. And if we don't score first, we don't win. And it's as simple as that. And the stats don't lie on that. So, I'm a bit on the fence with Potter. I don't believe Potter is the guy to sort of do it long term, but this is his opportunity now. This is his opportunity to prove me wrong and to prove many others wrong. Like, listen, I'm all for convincing. If he turns up in the summer, signs 10, 12 players, whatever he's going to sign, they'll come in and they all hit the ground running, and we're playing a style of play that is just going through teams, and we're looking good in doing so, and we can see the future in front of our eyes, then I'm all for it. I'm all for admitting when I'm wrong. The issue is I think he's got a major rebuild with a owner that is the root of the problem. Now, don't get me started on the owner. The owner, for me, is the reason why West Ham are in this situation currently right now with two managers, a technical director that got the boot. David Sullivan should have picked the right man last year. He had the opportunity to pick the right man after letting David Moyes go. Now, my argument is that you can let Moyes go, but you've got to go and get this appointment right, and he got it completely wrong. And I sort of knew it was I knew it was coming, because like even in the summer last year, people were on the fence with the appointment. Some people were backing it through like sort of saying, yeah, let's do it, positive thinking and all that. Some people like me was like, if this could go wrong pretty quick, and we could go backwards pretty fast. And it's not like it's not a case of I told you so, but it's a case of that the owner got it completely wrong. Now, obviously, sign that petition, get that owner out of this club as soon as possible, because he doesn't deserve this club, right? He doesn't deserve these loyal fans, right? And these people that go week in, week out. And I'm seeing people giving up their season ticket and giving up their life of West Ham because the ownership have basically took the piss out of them. That's unacceptable. In this modern day, it is unacceptable. And at the end of the day, we're not customers. We're supporters. Like, we are people that are the lifeblood of the club, from my generation to my kids' generation to their kids' generation and further on. So, you know, sign that petition, get it up to like 5,000, 10,000, and then you're on the march to sort of change at West Ham. West Ham should be a top 10 side. I'm not deluded to think that we should get top 4. I'm not, because I know there's other clubs there that are powerhouse units, clubs that spend a lot more money than us, and they can afford to pay bigger wages for better players. I'm all for that, yeah, and I can accept that. But what I can't accept is West Ham being where we was this year, sort of fighting sort of relegation-ish and being in the bottom half of the league and just going nowhere as a club, yeah? So you need to get this owner out of the club. And this season as a whole, for me personally, it's been draining and tiring. I've never felt more tired and drained of YouTube, social media, everything as a whole. And I keep contemplating giving this game up. I really do. And people keep talking me round and saying to me, James, keep going, keep going, keep going. But this year I've had a lot. I've had a lot. Mentally, I've been sort of hit to the sort of brick wall. I don't want to get emotional about it, but I've had people threatening to stab me. I've had people threatening to come after me and my missus. I've had a load of stuff that people have threatened to do to me, but I am still here and I'm still breathing. I'm still going strong. I've got to look at myself, and I've got to look at myself in the mirror in the summer, and I've got to sort of analyze myself, how I feel, how I perceive myself on the screen. Yeah, because sometimes how I come across, it could be a bit that I'm a bit of a cunt when I'm not. I'm actually a genuinely nice geezer. I'll do anything for anyone who's followed this channel for many, many years. Every Christmas, I've donated shirts. I've looked after the subscribers as best as I can and give away as much as I can and afford to can. So I don't want to give this game up, but sometimes I do feel like if I was to walk away from this, shut down X, not do YouTube no more, I think I might be a bit more happier in life. Yeah, and I'm contemplating the idea. I really am. The boys, I love the boys. Mitch is my boy, mate. I love that kid. Yeah, ever since I met him, he reminds me of me, the way he speaks, the way he comes across, and the way he voices his opinion, and he's no holds barred with him. Love Mitchell. Yeah, Lucas is my brother. Like, this is why he started off with me. Right, he was one of the boys that I met on American Hammers, and ever since that day, I've made a great friend. And yeah, he's a top man. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't get the credit, Lucas. He really doesn't. He doesn't get the credit that he deserves, because he's a lad that comes over here. He spends 3-4 months in England, right? So 1/3 of the year he's in England, he's up and down the land, he's in Europe. When West Ham are playing Europe, he pays his money and he comes and supports his club through thick and thin. That is why when people say that Americans are not proper fans or Australians or whatever, listen, mate, I know Lucas and I can vouch for him. He's a proper fan, proper supporter, and we he is one top lad. He really is. Jay has done a year with us. Yeah, Harry's still here. I don't know, but Jay has thought about many times running off probably, but he's another one. I love Jay. I really do. I think Jay speaks very, very well, calming influence in a sort of mental E20 vibe. But I do like Jay's opinions, and what it is with Jay, he doesn't sit on the fence. Right, he'll say how it is and he'll stick to it. But if he believes that something's not right, he will also say that also. So, I love Jay. I found Jay on X, which is probably one of the good things that I can sort of say about X, and really look at it and go, yeah, right, at least I found Jay out there. Do you know what I'm saying? Clive has been on the channel. Top man Clive, he's had a bit of a year away. Like, obviously, after all last year with Moyes out, I think he needed like a rest, but he's another lad that comes on, very opinionated, which I love. But he's a top man, Clive. And all the boys that have come on this channel, like, there's too many to mention. That all the people who have come in on the afterthought, the Have Your Say, Adam and like Ginger, like all of them. Yeah, there's so many to people to sort of mention, and I'm so. Sometimes I sit back and I think I'm very, very proud of what I've built. Yeah. Could it be better? Of course it could. But it's my thing. Yeah. It's our thing. Yeah. And I've always sort of treated it like that. But I am going to be honest. I've got to look after my mental health because my mental health has been struggling, especially recently. And I'm not usually one to crack, but I've started to crack a little bit. And I've really sort of feel like sometimes I've got to have a break from this game. I've got to not take things so personally. And I've got to look after myself because I'm only here once. And when I'm gone, yeah, these people that are trying to come at me will move on to the next man. I don't want to make these people put me in the ground and basically give heartache to my family. I really don't. I also want to thank the subscribers, the members of this channel, people that have been members for a long time. Joan, Trini Hammer, Mick and Colin and all these people that have sort of been members and supported the channel. It goes a long way. Listen, I'll be straight, YouTube pays peanuts. It actually cost me more money to run the channel than anything. But I do it because I love this club and I like speaking to West Ham fans and I like interaction. So yeah, I really appreciate the members of this channel. Also the subscribers of this channel, all the boys, all the ladies and all the people around the world who sort of drop in the comments and all that. I do appreciate this. Like, I might not show it sometimes in regards of like comments and things like that. And I can lose my rag with this club because I've seen this club so many times do the same thing over and over again. So yeah, I want to thank all the subscribers. Also, I want to shout out to a few YouTube channels. Obviously, Babbling Nines is one. Like, obviously, they haven't really been doing much stuff at Sloth. Shout out to him. He's a really nice guy. He comes on the spaces from time to time, and all the best to him. Obviously, West Ham Fan TV doing their thing as always, and like I've always looked up to them. Yeah, I like Nicky. I think Nicky's a top man, and obviously all the boys there doing their stuff. Obviously Gio over at Hammers Chat, another one who's sort of the OG of the West Ham community. I can't fault them boys enough. Do you know what I'm saying? They put the time, they put the effort in, and they really have a go. And they're probably found it as struggling as I've found it this season. Obviously West Ham Network and all like Claret and Booze, Nick, what Nick's doing recently. Me and Nick have clashed over the years, but I think we've sort of broke bread now, and sort of there is peace amongst the camp. But Nick is trying to make a change. He's for the better for this club, and I'm back it. I do agree with Nick on this one. I think like we need to come together and we need to sort of stop this divide. So shout out to Nick. Obviously, there's the Bobby Moore stand. Like them boys over there doing their stuff there. So yeah, listen. Also shout out to Tony over at Hammers Football TV. He's doing some good stuff over there. and all the boys on the West Ham sort of world, and you know, everywhere doing their stuff. Because I must admit, this season's been tough. It's been draining. It's been tiring. I've just about had enough. I'm not going to lie. So you know, I'm going to battle out with this video. Like me and Lucas will be doing a player ratings for all the players. Probably tomorrow, and then I'll be doing pre-recorded stuff from then on in, unless major news breaks where I'll have to go live. So yeah, and basically my final thought for the season is this: it's been hard, it's been draining, it's been mixed emotions of pain, and a little bit of sunshine from time to time. But you know, this is West Ham, and it always seems to be happening at our club. We've got Potter in charge. Let's see what he can do in the window. I can assess him in the pre-season, give you my honest thoughts on him in the pre-season, and really go from there. That's all we can do, is go from there, really. So that is it from me. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to E20ZoneTv, hit notification bell, and all that game. And my final words: look after each other out there. Obviously, we see the stuff that's happened in Liverpool over the last 24 hours. Life's too short, man. Life's too short, and it can go with a blink of an eye. I should listen to my own words and say, don't let people get you down. But sometimes you can get down and down and down. And I've seen it before with many friends of mine. They go so far down, they don't ever come back. So, you know, you just got to look after yourselves out there, look after each other, and trust the process. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's enough from me. Take care of yourself out there. Much love to you all. All the best. And I will see you again soon.